Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about a new announcement that Binance made today about listing a token called MDX or Mdex token on the innovation zone, right? So again, the announcement reads as follows. Binance will list Mdex or MDX in the innovation zone and will open trading for MDX BTC, MDX BNB, MDX BUSD and MDX USDT trading pairs. Users can now start depositing MDX in preparation for trading, right? So what is Mdex? Mdex is an AMM, which is also known as automated market maker for decentralized exchange based on Binance Smart Chain and Hiko Chain. Again, Hiko Chain basically is Huobi Eco Chain, which is a smart chain for the Huobi global ecosystem, right? MDX is the native utility token of the platform and is used for governance, liquidity mining, staking, and participating in future initial model offerings or IMOs, right? So if you see decentralized exchanges in different ecosystems or different blockchains, the first and the most popular decentralized exchange was Uniswap on Ethereum, which is still one of the most popular decentralized exchanges, also known as automated market makers on the Ethereum blockchain, right? But there are lots of clones of Uniswap within and outside of Ethereum blockchain itself. If you take Binance Smart Chain, you can clearly see that PancakeSwap is obviously the most popular decentralized exchange on the Binance Smart Chain. Similarly, if you take Matic, there's going to be QuickSwap, and if you take several other chains, there's going to be a premium or a go-to decentralized exchange, which probably is one of the earlier projects that started off with the blockchain and kind of grew along with the blockchain itself, right? So if you take the Huobi Eco Chain or Hiko Chain, HECO, this is a chain similar to Binance Smart Chain, but it is hosted by the Huobi Global ecosystem or Huobi Global exchange. If you guys don't know what Huobi Global is one of the most popular tier 1 exchanges, and it's very popular in the Southeast Asian market as well as within most of Asian countries. And although it is kind of not that well known in the Western world, it is still one of the most prominent blockchains out there. And recently, the Mdex, which is basically the premier or the go-to exchange, decentralized exchange for the Huobi Eco Chain, that kind of migrated to the Binance Smart Chain as well, where it's now kind of like multi-chain. It's available on Binance Smart Chain as well as the Huobi Eco Chain, right? And this basically is the go-to project to buy some exotic cryptocurrencies on the Huobi ecosystem, Huobi Eco Chain blockchain, right? And Huobi Eco Chain is one of the most less well-known blockchains in the rest of the world, apart from the Southeast Asian market. But there are a lot of people who are using it because of its very unique nature and how less well known it is, and therefore there's a high chance that tokens that are listed or total tokens that are uniquely a part of the Huobi Eco Chain can probably make 10x or 100x or even 1000x very quickly, because they're very less well known. So people are starting to notice Huobi Eco Chain more and more these days. But a few months back, Huobi Eco Chain was very less well known, and I made a video about a token that that I covered. I believe it was Lava Swap, or I believe it was an Mdex, but I'm just going to cover it again because I just want to make sure that we go back and revisit this token, because now that it's listed on Binance, we'll see how much it has performed before and how much it will perform in the future as well, right? So similar to the native token of several other decentralized exchanges, MDX is the native utility token for the Mdex decentralized exchange, and this is basically a governance token You can use it for liquidity mining, you can use it for staking, as well as participating in a future initial model offerings, which is one of the most unique value propositions hosted by Mdex, right? And we'll read about it to see what this particular project is. So as always, guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the Binance listed projects that we cover through the Binance Research page, because it's a very concise book of knowledge that kind of like has all the information about a project that you guys can quickly glance through if you are someone who's only looking to do peripheral research. For people who want to do in-depth research, Binance Research page has a lot of useful links, as well as even links to white papers that you can directly access, right? So if you go to Binance Research, research.binance.com, and search for Mdex, you are going to see you're going to see a lot of information about Mdex, right? So the main selling feature for Mdex is it's an AMM, or automated market maker DEX, on the Binance Smart Chain and Hiko chain, right? Basically, it's just like any other decentralized exchanges with several small, but most important changes to their system. And let's see what this is, right? So Mdex is an automated market maker AMM, decentralized exchange DEX on the Binance Smart Chain and Huobi Eco chain or Hiko chain. The project aims to create a high-performance DEX ecosystem and provide multi-chain support. So again, this is not a very unique value proposition in my opinion, because there's a lot of other decentralized exchanges that have strived and have kind of like are far ahead of compared to an Mdex, and they're also multi-chain. If you see, SushiSwap is a classic example of a multi-chain decentralized exchange, which is also a really high quality project that initially originated from Ethereum, and now it's available on Binance Smart Chain, Phantom, Opera. It's also available on Polygon, and obviously on Ethereum itself, and it is trying to branch itself out to multiple other blockchains as well, right? So again, Mdex is trying to compete with other decentralized exchanges, and again, it's only going to be a matter of time before several other new exchanges kind of try to overtake and take market share from players like Uniswap and SushiSwap. Not necessarily SushiSwap, but players like Uniswap, because of their extremely high gas fees and their localized nature within the Ethereum blockchain, right? So Mdex is also aiming to do just that. Through the dual incentives of liquid and transaction mining, users may increase their returns on Mdex's platform. Mdex has also launched a repurchase and burn program, which is funded by a share of the platform's transaction fees. So again, right off the bat, they're kind of going immediately into the unique features of Mdex. So if you see, there's a unique feature called transaction mining, which basically means every time you transact on Mdex, you are given a small amount of tokens depending on the volume that you're transacting, right? So let's say you swap BNB to BUSD on Mdex, you will be able to receive a small Mdex reward, which is basically how which is one of the two ways by which you're kind of provided Mdex tokens, right? And you're also able to earn Mdex tokens by providing liquidity, which is pretty much the common place in every decentralized exchanges, right? So again, the transaction mining is kind of like I wouldn't really say it's kind of like the unique and the most innovative kind of like way Mdex is approaching the distribution of tokens, but it's still kind of like unique nonetheless for a project that is a premium decentralized exchange on the Huobi Eco chain, right? Mdex has also launched a repurchase and burn program. So again, this is something that many projects are doing. If you see PancakeSwap's Cake token is also repurchased and burned. They have done several burns. You can follow them on Twitter and kind of like see the progress of the token burns on Cake, because Cake needs to have burning kind of mechanisms in place because it's a inflationary token with no maximum supply, right? So they need to do that in order to balance off the selling pressure with the buying pressure. But Mdex is also kind of doing the same thing by repurchasing and burning tokens, which is basically mainly funded by the platform's transaction fees, right? Mdex strives to build DeFi platform that integrates DEX, initial model offering IMO, and decentralized autonomous organization or DAO, providing a one-stop liquidity service for their users. Users may swap assets between Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Huobi EcoChain via the Mdex bridge, right? So if you see, they kind of want to be this, multi-utility platform where not only can you use it as a decentralized exchange, which is what some of the older decentralized exchanges have been used for. Let's say Uniswap is kind of like a classic example where you can only kind of provide liquidity and you can also swap. You can't really do much more, right? A lot of clones of Uniswap have kind of built on top of it and kind of made themselves more unique. Let's say, for example, cake tokens can be staked within the PancakeSwap platform to earn other tokens. So that's kind of like something that's very unique that PancakeSwap offered, and which many new PancakeSwap clones, not only in the Binance Smart Chain but also in Polygon and as well as Phantom Opera network, are trying to emulate. SushiSwap has also made its platform much more enticing by making more upgrades than just being a decentralized exchange, right? Similarly, Mdex also wants to be this project which is kind of like a decentralized exchange plus multiple other features in one single platform, right? One of the main thing that they're offering is initial model offering, which is something that you guys should read into. It's a very interesting value proposition that Mdex is offering, and decentralized autonomous organization or DAO, which is going to basically kind of like make it a fully decentralized, permissionless kind of platform, which is also governed by a decentralized organization made up of people who hold the MDX token, right? Providing one-stop liquidity service to all their users. So again, they basically want to be this hub of liquidity kind of like source where people can kind of use to swap between tokens, as well as do voting and governance and participate in IMOs and so on and so forth, right? Users may swap assets between Binance Smart Chain, Ethereum, and EcoChain via the Mdex bridge. So again, since Huobi EcoChain is kind of available on Binance Smart Chain and EcoChain, they kind of have their own version of bridge, which they use to kind of like migrate tokens from the Ethereum blockchain or Binance Smart Chain to EcoChain and vice versa, right? So that's something which is very interesting. So MDX is the native utility token of the platform and has the following use cases. Governance: token holders can vote on network governance issues such as transaction fee ratios and buyback and burn policies. So again, by holding the MDX token, you're also holding a governance vote, which you can kind of use to vote not only on issues concerning transaction fee ratios, but also when it comes to buyback and burn policies, right? Protocol incentives: users may earn MDX tokens by providing liquidity or trade mining on MDX. Again, as we discussed, we kind of discussed about the liquidity mining in our previous videos, but this is kind of trade mining, which is basically like a way by which you can trade to earn MDX tokens, and also you can earn MDX tokens by also providing liquidity, which is also known as liquidity mining, right? Staking: users may stake MDX to earn MDX. So again, just like any other utility token, you can also stake your MDX tokens to also earn more MDX tokens. It's kind of like another way on top of the other two methods to mine or earn MDX tokens, right? IMO: participate in initial model offerings, IMOs, where projects will raise capital in MDX and BNB tokens. So again, initial model offerings are kind of like this IDO or initial DEX offerings, but it's kind of like renamed to form this unique kind of initial model offering, which is a bit of like a similarity with IDOs and IEOs, but since it's done simultaneously multiple different exchanges, you can multiple different chains, you can kind of use the MDX token to purchase the tokens, or you can use BNB, which is a native token on the Binance Smart Chain to purchase tokens simultaneously, right? So again, it's something that you guys need to do your own research into, because it is slightly different from the initial DEX offerings, but it's slightly unique to Huobi EcoChain, right? Planned token use cases to be released include dual farming. Users can stake MDX tokens to earn tokens from a liquidity pair, allowing users to earn both tokens from the liquidity pool. So again, dual farming is not a really unique concept to MDX or Mdex, because if you see, there are several projects on not only Binance Smart Chain but also on Ethereum and Polygon and so on and so forth that have this dual farming feature, where you can stake a particular token and receive your rewards in two different tokens, one being the token that is being staked and the other one in the token of the exchange, or the exchange token itself, right? So that's not necessarily unique to Mdex, but it's something that they're planning to release. They are planning to definitely release it with much more grandeur for the Huobi EcoChain. The project has raised 21 million USD from one round of private token sales, where 7% of the total token supply has been sold at 30 cents per MDX. Again, if you take the current price, which is around like $2 or $2.10 range, this initial price point would have probably been a comfortable purchase point for people who participated in the private token sales, which ended up, where they ended up selling 7% of the total token supply and raising $21 million, right? As of May 24th, which is today, the current circulating supply and total supply of MDX is 401 million tokens, which is about 40.2% of the maximum 1 billion MDX supply, right? Again, although my personal preference would be if they had tokens that are less than 100 million tokens in max supply, but if you see, since this is a decentralized exchange token or DEX token, they obviously want to kind of like provide inflationary rewards so that they can retain people, and also provide incentives for newcomers to lock their tokens, or provide liquidity to their token pairs on the MDX exchange, right? So again, this is kind of like justified when it comes to decentralized exchanges, but there are other projects that have a lower max supply. So compared to decentralized exchanges with lower max supply than Mdex, I believe that Mdex is kind of like not in the best case scenario, but also not in the worst case scenario when it comes to token inflation as well as the token supply, right? So again, lots of information, preliminary information from Binance Research, if you guys want to go and read through this, and also access some of their other information, including website, Medium, post, again, Twitter account, source code, Binance Smart Chain Explorer and EcoChain Explorer as well, right? If you guys want to know how to add EcoChain, you can obviously watch several YouTubers who, again, similar to adding your RPC for Binance Smart Chain, it's the same thing for EcoChain. So you can also try to explore the Huobi EcoChain Explorer or EcoChain Explorer to kind of see how many people are holding MDX, as well as how many transactions. What are the transaction speeds in EcoChain are much more cheaper than Binance Smart Chain, right? So it's something that you guys can explore, but there's not a lot of projects there that would probably interest you guys. So if you go to the website for Mdex, you can obviously go to mdex.com to access their website, or obviously you can go to Binance Research page and click the website link at the bottom to access the website, right? So again, they have two chains, Huobi EcoChain as well as Binance Smart Chain. They're also available on the Ethereum network, Ethereum blockchain, but it's less relatively used because of its extremely high gas fees, and there are extremely high quality decentralized exchanges that are obviously going to outperform Mdex. So Huobi EcoChain is probably the only best place where Mdex can kind of shine, as well as Binance Smart Chain as well, right? So again, they're immediately right off the bat, they're talking about their first Mdex offering, which is basically CoinWind, and this is basically the token symbol here. They have some really cool graphics. You can click the start button in order to access the the page for the initial model offering for this particular token. If you see, the total value locked is about $3.1 trillion, which is again a massive number. It's again, some of the huge Ethereum projects have lesser total value locked than Huobi EcoChain, and you may be wondering, why is this number like so high? The reason is, again, the Southeast Asian market as well as the Asian market in general is basically the main reason why people basically are kind of like locking their capital on Mdex. But you can also see that the animation shows that the number is increasing like crazy, which is kind of doubtful, because there's not a lot of people who would be using this at such a rapid extent, considering the fact that not a lot of projects are being built on the Huobi EcoChain. Plus, there's only few good quality projects in Huobi EcoChain. It is kind of like, you have to obviously take it with a grain of salt, but I'm just basically presenting the information that's available on the screen, right? There is a huge market for Huobi EcoChain on the Asian market, and I believe that the total value locked is basically mainly coming from that region, but it still doesn't really answer the question on how how such a huge project is going relatively unnoticed. So again, please bear extra caution when investing in this project, right? Even though it may still be listed on Binance, right? So the current total value locked, I have kind of provided this graphics on what's the total value locked on Huobi EcoChain separately and Binance Smart Chain separately. You can clearly see that Huobi EcoChain has slightly higher TVL compared to Binance Smart Chain, and it is $1.6 trillion in kind of locked value in Huobi EcoChain and $1.5 trillion. So again, pretty close numbers indeed. So in total, it's $3.1 trillion. So again, if you have if you have added the EcoChain RPC on your MetaMask wallet, you can connect your wallet and kind of like see how this platform works. You would obviously need the native token of Huobi token or HT token, which is basically the gas token of the Huobi EcoChain, in order to interact with this DEX. But if you want to access it on Binance Smart Chain, then you can obviously access it through the Binance Smart Chain, right? So you can obviously see some of the really high APYs on their boardroom platform, which is basically where you can kind of provide liquidity to two token pairs and kind of like lock it. You can also have single staking tokens, token pools such as the MDX, kind of token. The boardroom is available for MDX token single staking as well, where you can earn a really good APY of 148.9%, close to 150%, right, per annum. You can also see the liquidity is also kind of like similar to the boardroom, but you can kind of provide liquidity to a wide variety of LP tokens and kind of earn extremely high staking rewards or liquidity provision rewards in the form of MDX tokens, right? So you can also see that the mining output is also kind of like shown here. The mining output when it comes to dollar value is also shown. The 24-hour volume within the decentralized exchange, as well as the repurchase amount, the boardroom rewards as well as fees are also displayed here. And you can also see application scenarios, which is basically providing information on what are the main applications of MDX tokens. So you can basically, if you hold MDX, you'll be able to experience price appreciation as long as there's constant repurchase and burn, which is what they're kind of doing. You can kind of like expect the Huobi EcoChain team or Mdex team to kind of repurchase and burn tokens in order to make it deflationary rather than inflationary, right? And if you see, the rewards are basically provided for people who stake MDX tokens. You can also participate in DAOs by holding the MDX tokens and voting on the direction of the project itself. So that's very interesting, right? So if you go to the bottom, you can clearly see that they are a project that is audited by Certic, as well as Slow Mist, as well as Fairy Proof. Certic is one of the known leaders in the cryptocurrency kind of like auditing firm, and they do a really good job. So having their name with an audit report from their end is a good thing for the project. The other two are less well known, but it seems like they both are kind of like kind of Chinese or kind of Chinese scriptures, basically meaning that they are Chinese audit firms. So it's also interesting to see as well. So they're also partnered with several projects. Again, partnership does not mean that they are being directly supported or funded by these groups. They are kind of partners, in the sense partners work with these kind of partners in order to establish a market share, and that's basically what Mdex is doing as well, right? So a very interesting project indeed. You can also go to their menu to see how you can kind of like launch the project and see the decentralized exchange in real time by going to the website, right? So we're going to go to the CoinGecko page for Mdex or MDX token. So this token is currently ranked 166 by market cap on CoinGecko, and it's currently trading at $2.11 at the time I make this video, and it had a recent increase of 26.8% in the past 24 hours. Again, this is obviously due to the Binance pump. You can also see that this token is valued at $263 million. So when it comes to the also the information is not given on CoinGecko. You can manually do your own kind of TVL to market cap kind of ratio to see if it is higher or below 1, the ratio of 1. Again, you can clearly see that the market cap is extremely small compared to the total value locked, whereas the market cap is in 200 millions or 250 millions or above, slightly above $250 million. The total value locked is about 3.1 trillion. So you can clearly see that the market cap is extremely undervalued. This is obviously taking into consideration the total value locked in Binance Smart Chain and the Huobi Eco Chain, right? So you can clearly see that the ratio is kind of like below 1, which means that the token is extremely undervalued, right? But at the same time, if you see the ratio itself is not listed, mentioned in CoinGecko, which makes me feel like probably the CoinGecko team are not necessarily convinced that the TVL is $3 trillion, but it's yet to be seen on what CoinGecko kind of like updates to see if they kind of like provide more information or more ratios when it comes to that, right? If you take the circulating supply, it's currently like 124.9 million tokens in circulation, and if you see the current max supply, also its actual max supply is about 1 billion tokens. The current kind of circulating supply is kind of like somewhere between 124.9 million tokens and 224 million tokens, right? So it's a pretty interesting observation. So if you go to the charts, you can clearly see that we have kind of like covered it in the past, where the charts initially showed that the price of this token was about $3.24 late of January this year, and then it kind of shot up from $2.95 all the way till all-time highs of close to $10, and then kind of crashing back down, and now it's pretty much at its all-time lows right now. So if you guys want to purchase this token, obviously you have the Huobi Eco Chain where you can purchase it from directly via the Mdex Huobi Eco Chain exchange. You can also obviously test the system to see how the Eco Chain is and maybe try some dApps on the Huobi Eco Chain, or you could buy it from Binance Smart Chain through PancakeSwap, or you can even buy it from Mdex on the Binance Smart Chain version of Mdex, right? So the token price is pretty much at its all-time low. So it is a really good buy opportunity, despite the fact that it had a Binance listing. The price didn't really do anything that well. It's probably because of the fact that we are completely in a downtrend at the moment, and we kind of need to wait to see if the markets can go upwards, and that's probably when the irrational exuberance in investing in these kind of risky tokens is going to come into play, right? So if we take the Bitcoin compared to the other hand, you can clearly see that the pattern is pretty similar. The token was worth 10,600 satoshis late of Jan, where it dipped all the way to like 6,500 satoshis, and then shot back up to an all-time highs of about 17,750 satoshis before crashing back down, and now it's kind of in the all-time lows kind of region where it's worth 5,400 satoshis per token, right? If you take the Ethereum compared to, you can also clearly see that the price action was huge during its all-time highs back at the end of January, early February, right? So the token price was worth 0.002 ether per token, reached a low of 0.001 ether, and then it kind of shot back up to 0.0053 ether per token, and then now it's kind of at its all-time lows of about 0.0008 ether per token, right? So kind of like an all-time lows on pretty much all the currencies, which is kind of a good thing, but also unusual comparing the fact that this token just got listed on Binance, and immediately after the Binance listing, token prices start pumping, right? But yeah, so if you take the exchanges where it's available, obviously the highest volume is with Huobi Global, which is basically the source of the Mdex tokens, as well as the Huobi eco chain itself. So you can buy it from Huobi Global using USDT and BTC, and I believe you can also buy it from Ethereum as well. You can also get it from Huobi Indonesia, again, since the exchange is popular in the Asian market, and if you happen to be in these places and you have access to Huobi Indonesia, you can also buy it from there using USDT trading pairs, and I believe there's going to be much more trading pairs available for MDX, right? You can also get it from MXC or Gate.io, but since today this token is available on Binance, the centralized exchange Binance, the most popular exchange, you can probably get it from there for a very low cost, right? So again, that's pretty much it. So basically, what's my final verdict on this? I believe that this token may pump because of the fact that this is pretty much at its all-time low right now, and the only direction it's going to go is in the upward direction. I believe that this token is an extremely risky token and a highly volatile project, so I would say you kind of need to be extremely cautious. Again, please do your own research. This video does not contain financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but if you do plan to buy this token, make sure that you evaluate your risk and understand the risk behind this project. I personally would just buy a small bag of it and hold it for short term, because I believe that Binance and Huobi Eco Chain are kind of partnering together to kind of like improve the crypto space, and as that happens, you can see the price of MDX is going to kind of skyrocket, right? Although its all-time lows was not that impressive, all-time highs was not that impressive, you may probably want to look into this token because it's pretty much at its all-time low. So if it manages to even touch the same price point where it touched before, you can clearly see a really good gain percentage, right, for this token. So that's my final verdict, guys. Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.